started. So firstly, this set tells us that there is a cricket squad. It has 10 players and with different bowling, batting and fielding skills as shown. And there are different cutoffs for all of the skills. Okay. So for example, 40% for batting. So that means that Pawan is skilled in batting. 50% for bowling. That means he is also skilled in bowling. And for fielding, it's 30%. That means he is unskilled here. Okay. So that's how we have to judge. And now for a tournament, the coach has to submit 4 teams of 4 players each. Okay. Each team has to have at least 1 player. And across teams, the total number of players selected exceeds. See, this is given batting greater than bowling greater than fielding, the number of players. Okay, you can read this. Now, okay, players skilled in all 3 areas cannot be part of third and fourth choice teams. So this is in order of first choice to last choice. Like A is first choice, then B, then C, and then D. So the players who are skilled in all of the 3 cannot be the part of third and fourth choice teams, while players in exactly one area, they can only be part of third and fourth choice teams. Okay. And then there are some conditions given. So we need to figure out like who will be well suited for which team. Okay. So this is first case. Okay. This has 4 questions. Let's see the next case. Guys, if you have any doubt, please ask me. Okay. So for this question, it's given that to compare the revenue data, a leading equity research company calculated this is long period average, which is calculated, and so this is calculated for 11 companies, and the figure shows the actual revenue in crores during June to August of 2019. And the percentage deviations from this long period average for the actual revenue. Okay. So see, this seems to be simple question, right? Like you are given a data, and I think you have been asked a few things which you need to calculate based on this graph. Okay, these values. So you don't have to put a lot of brain into it. I think this is just simple calculations. So I think this should be your first on like this can be categorized as easy to moderate, right? Compared to the previous set which we discussed, right? Like this seems to be a bit typical, okay? Because you will need to judge which player will be, and you are given very limited conditions, okay? That is one thing. So let's see what is the next set. And also this set has 6 questions. So that is also another brownie point for you. Now let's see what is another one. So for this, 5 sections collected a money for charity, and table shows number of boys and girls in each section which were employed. Okay, and the average collection amount. So I think you need to complete the table with this following data, and I think like there are a lot of values, so this should be simple. So for example, for B, this is given A. I think you have a lot of conditions for all of the sections. So this should be also simple. Okay. Easy to medium, right? Because I think you'll need to fill in the values and then you can calculate the answer to all the questions. Cool? Yeah. But this has 4 questions, remember. So we have the benefit in the previous set since it had 6 questions. So once you solve that set, you should be able to do all those. Let's read this set as well now. So this shows that there is a sum of 1 lakh broken into 10 parts in arithmetic progression. Smallest part A is 1,000, and each part is invested either in some bank or bonds or maybe share market or kept idle. And then there are conditions given for all of them. So, and based on this, the questions have been asked to you. Okay. So, I think this seems to be a moderate question. I'll first pick those two sets up which we decided they were easy to medium, right? What do you think I should have picked first? Guys, reply. What should have been only two questions? Why? Why? Set second, six question set, right? Because that seemed to be easy. Okay, graph one. Yeah, yeah. So the ones who were not able to solve more questions, please look into this part. What should be our strategy? Okay. So yeah, let's go back to this graph question. And we have been given the data. So let's understand what is asked to us in this first question. So this says that a robust revenue company, this is defined as the company with actual revenue of 200 CR or more. And I think we have been asked what percentage of these have a negative percentage deviation. So 200 crores or more. See, this is the actual revenue. This suggests is actual revenue. So more than 200 CR, like from here. So how many companies are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So out of the 6 companies in this robust revenue company, 2 have this negative deviation. See this 2. This is the negative deviation. So 2 companies have this negative deviation out of 6. So that will be 2 by 6. Have a negative percentage deviation. So this is 1 by 3 or 33%. Okay, simple. Now let's move. So if a poor revenue company is defined as company with actual revenue, according to you, what is a good score in DILR and Quant? 30, 30 each. So see, I think yes, that depends on the level of paper as well. But I think yeah, 30 should be a good score so that you can on 30, I think you should be able to cross 98 percentile easily. But if you want to go beyond 99 percentile, then you would have to solve a couple of more questions. A couple of more questions should take you beyond 99 percentile, okay? Like that's for an average paper across the years, I'm telling you. Now, if a poor revenue company is defined as a company with actual revenue of 185 CR or less. So what is the median deviation? See, this is not mean deviation. This is median deviation. Okay, so 185 CR or less. So 185 CR or less. That means this H, G, A and B. So out of these 4 companies, we have been asked median deviation. So deviation of these 4 companies are plus 30. Okay, let me arrange it in ascending order only. So it is for this minus 15, minus 10, then plus 10, and this is plus 30. So median deviation, I think if you might recall, it used to be like, since this is like the 4 terms. So for even numbers, like even terms, it is this sum of middle terms by 2. So this gives you 0 median deviation, right? Right? Is this correct? Yeah, middle term. 2 sets, 10 question in this section with 100% accuracy. See, we'll discuss, Ishita, how you could have improved. Your DI part is weak, which topics you should do. So see, for DI, firstly, I'll suggest that you improve your calculations, and secondly, I'll suggest you go through this basic graphs and pie charts and what do they represent. I think that basic practice should do. Okay. Now, Yeah. This question says average revenue of all the companies that have actual revenue greater than 170 CR but less than 350 crores in 2019 and have a negative deviation. Okay, so greater than 170 and less than 350 with negative deviation. So I think these are the four companies. So we just have to simply find out the average of these four companies. Plus 270 plus 300 by 4. Can you calculate this or do I need to? What will be the average? Tell me fast and we'll move forward. You can do? Okay. Cool. I'll just leave this. Now, next part is LPA of a company for a year is defined as average revenue in preceding 10 years. Okay. So, for example, LPA in 2018, this is given as average revenue 2009 to 18. And similarly for 2019, this will become 2010 to 19. Now it is also observed that the actual revenue for company K in 2019 is 20% more than the revenue in 2009. So actual revenue for K in 2019, what is it? So for K in 2019, this is 300. So 300, this is 2019. This is 1.2 times revenue in 2009. So what will be the revenue in 2009? 300 by 1.2. Tell me. Okay, so this is the revenue in 2009. Now LPA in crores of company K in 2019. So see LPA, what can LPA be written as? Now for 2019, we need to calculate. So I think we'll need to subtract this 2009. So that will be 2010, 2009 to 18, like revenue, minus, this is the average of minus 2009 plus 2019, right? Are you getting my point? Can you do this now? Yes, minus 2009 plus 2019. So should I move on? You can do. See, my objective is to focus more on, I think, what you might have faced problems in. So I'm leaving this calculations up to you. Okay. So the next question is, if the companies having negative deviation have an average revenue of rupees 250 crores, what can be the maximum increase in company H's revenue and no company sees a decrease in the revenue? So for the companies with negative deviation, that means this five companies. Now their LPA is given. So I think what their average revenue is 250 crores. Okay. So let's find the average here, and I think okay, maximum increased. Yeah. So what is the average revenue in here? Plus 270 plus 300 by 5. Oh, one second. From LPA have an average revenue. What can? Okay. So guys, tell me this calculations fast. Let's move on. Tell me this number. What will be this number? Respond in the chat. So see this is the percentage deviation from LPA. Okay. So I think we'll need to calculate these deviations first. 222 is it? Is it? See, one more thing I wanted to tell you here is, see, this seems to be a typical question. See, like the questions we solved earlier, the 3, 4 ones, they were quite simple. You just need to calculate the value, like what will be the value out of the given graph. Now, this seems to be a typical question. You'll need to understand what will be the maximum increase. Okay, so you will have to calculate the average, and you have to like keep all the other ones at constant, and then you'll need to understand this maximum value. So yeah, it is a past year cat set. Okay, yeah. So so it's good that you have solved that set, but what you can do is, even in a set, if you are not able to solve a single question, you can leave that set. Like you can leave that question. Don't get stuck into this single question, okay? And you can pick up 1 or 2 questions from the other set as well. Yeah, yeah, okay. So that is the point. See, even if I leave this question, I could easily solve this past 4 questions, and this, I think this is also very easy. What was the revenue of companies H and J in 2018? So I think for 2018, it is see for this is given for 2019. So for H and J, if you see, both have 10% deviation from 2019. So for the 180 plus 220, deviation, so 0.9, and this will give you for 2018. Okay, so this will be, I think, 450 by 0.9. Okay, are you getting how I got this 500? This one. So this was very simple. I could easily solve. Yeah, 200 and 300. Yeah, you can do it individually, or since both of them had same negative deviation, I took them together. So that's okay. That's your choice. So you got it. Now let's just see for this one as well. If the companies have negative deviation, and then what can be the maximum increase? So I think we'll need to see for the next year. Now, can you calculate this based on the deviations? Which question? The current one? Okay, let me repeat. See, what when here is revenue source company in 2018. So revenue in 2019 is 180 and 270. Okay. And this revenues, what do this revenue show in the figure is that, see, the percentage deviations from LPA of respective companies in 2018. Okay. Now, so for this current year, I have 180 and 270. And if I want to calculate for 2018, what I'll need to do is, I'll need to understand the deviation from the last year's LPA. So that is negative 10%. That means it is decreased by 10%. Or I can say that this year it has become 90%. You got my point? You got my point? Are you clear, Shreya? Yes? Okay, let's move to the next set then. I'll move to the next set. Should I solve this set now? Since this is also easy to medium as we discussed. Okay. Now try to understand, guys, how much time you took in solving that set and how much time you should have taken. Even if you eliminate that one question, which was a typical kind of question I told you. So see, now here the total amount. See, as we already discussed, we have 5 sections. And this gives you partial information. Now the total amount collected by boys of section B was 20%. Okay, so I'll just write total amount boys, and let me just add one column, total amount girls. Right. So see, for boys, this total amount for boys of section A, that is 28 into 75. So what this will be? 75 2s are 150 and 60. There should be 210. So this is 2100. And by boys of section B was 20% more. So 1.2. Right? So this will be 2520. And if I divide this 2520 by 36, I'll get the average collection per boy. Right? So let me divide by 18. And this is 70. Okay. Are you getting this? This is calculation intensive set, yeah, but this seems to be a simple set, okay? You don't have to put your brains, and there is no risk. Even if you put your brains, you might get your answer, or you might be able to solve that set or not, okay? So, and this is one most important thing. You'll need to improve your calculations for solving this. Now, the total amount collected by girls of section A was 8 by 9th, the total amount collected by boys of section B. So boys of section B 2520 into 8 by 9. So this is simple calculation. This is 2240 and average collection is 70. So I can easily get the number of girls. So this is 32. Okay. We have used this two information. Now let's go. In section C, girls collected 770 more than the boys. Okay, girls collected. So let this be some X and okay. Since that average collection per boy was 20 less. So if this is X, then this has to be X plus 20. And girls collected more. So 32 into X plus 20 minus 30X has to be 770. So this will be 2X equals to 770 minus 640. Now X will be 65. So this has to be 65 and this will be 85. Okay. We've used this information also. Now section D has 6 more boys than girls. So if this will be Y plus 6 and this will be Y. Is it fine? Now boys collected 750 more than the girls of same section. So Y plus 6 into 80 minus Y into 70 gives you 750. These are simple equations, very simple. 10y is equals to 750 minus 480. This is 270. So y will be 27. This is 27. This is 33. Okay. We've used this information. Now, amount collected by students of section E was twice the amount collected by girls of section D. So, how much amount did girls of section D collect? This is simple multiplication 1890, and boys collected twice this amount, like boys of section E. Okay, so I think this is, you already have this 29 into 17. Wait, amount collected by okay, sorry, this is amount collected by students of section E. So 1890 into 2. So this is 2, 80. So this is 3780, the total sum. And 20, like amount collected by boys is, this is 2030. So amount collected by girls will be 3780 minus 2030. So this will be 1750. And since each girl collected rupees 70, so how many girls were there? 25. Are you able to get this? Yeah. Is it clear? Okay. So let's see what are the questions. So average collection amount in rupees per boy for section C. For section C, average collection per boy. So this is 65. Yeah. Now ratio of total amount collected by boys of section A, total amount by boys of section A to total amount collected by girls of section E. So boys of section A is 2100 and girls of section A is 1750. So I'm dividing by 7. Or let's divide by 5. So this 6 is to 5 amount. So I think you'll need to find the sum of all these to identify which section collected highest amount. So see, you can easily eliminate, for example, section E, because section A is greater in both the terms. So you can easily eliminate that. Let's calculate all the individual amounts and we can eliminate based on this. So for D, tell me 33 into 80. 8 3s are 24. This is 2640. Okay. Now this will be 30 to 65. This is 1950. And 85 into 32. How much is this? 32 5s are 160. And 32 8s are 256 and 16. 264. 274. So this is 2740. And 25 into 80. So this will be 2000. Okay, so now we could easily eliminate section E. Now let's see what else can we eliminate. So you can see that section B, A and B, this is like 400 more and this is just 200 more. So B is greater than A. Okay. Now when we come to, let's talk about section B and D. So I think, see, here there is a difference of 110 and here there is a difference of 120. So D is more. That means B is out. Now we have C and D. So I think here C is greater by, if we compare this two, C is greater by 100, and in this two, mm, like C, okay, so C is greater. You can easily see this 2740 is greater than 2640, and this 1950 is also greater than 1890. So C is the highest, right? You don't need to calculate the actual values. You can just compare and see. You don't need to find the highest amount per se. So just compare and find the answers. That has to be your strategy, and you have to save time. Okay. Now, in how many sections did both groups collect at least 2000? Okay. So for this we have 2000, 2000. We have for B also. C we don't have. D we don't have. E also we don't have. So for two sections, right? This was pretty simple. Yeah. Okay. So let's move to this next set now. Um, so see, guys, this set now you need to practice enough that you are able to solve this set in 10 minutes. Okay, you should not take more than 10 minutes for this set. Now let's see about this set. So sum of 1 lakh is broken down into 10 parts in arithmetic progression. Now the smallest part is 1000. So see, the sum is 1 lakh and number of parts are 10. So if you see 10 by 2 into smallest way plus n minus 1, that is 9 into d, common difference. So we'll have 20,000. Sorry, this won't be there. Minus 2000 is equals to 9d. So d is equals to 2000. So you get all the parts. See, A to J are in arithmetic progression. So I'll just write this down. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. Now A has 1000. This will be 3000, 5000, 7000, 9000. Okay. Now let's move on. So each part is either invested in bank, bonds, or share market, or kept idle. And no two parts are invested in same bank, bond, or share. Okay. So we have these details. Now let's see bank, bond, or share. And then which one is it? And interest rate. We'll write all of these for all of them. So this is invested in bank, which is BCBCB. Okay. Now, this Panara Bank gives a return of 9%. Okay. I've used this information. I'll use this information afterwards. G is kept idle and is the only one such investment. Okay. Now, G is kept idle. Okay. So I've used this information also. Now share of RIM. So I'll use this later. Now FHDC Bank gives highest possible return. Let's use this later. See, I is invested for 10% returns in a bank. So I is invested in a bank and this gives 10% return. Okay. Now we have used. So shares of Reliance are bought at rupees 1,000 using part C. So this is shares. This is Reliance. Okay, and there is 1,000 rupees each. Okay, and interest rate we don't know yet. And largest part is invested in the bank that gives the least returns. Okay, F is invested in shares of. I have used this. F is invested in shares of BFRI to buy exactly 11 shares. So this is shares. This is BFRI. And this is, see, 11 shares. So 11K by 11. So that means 1,000 per share. 1,000 per share. Okay. Now, I'll also write number of shares here, 5 and 11. Okay. So this we have used. D and E are invested in bonds while B is invested in a bank. So B in bank, D and E are in bonds. We've used this also. Now, see, largest part is invested in the bank. This is the largest part invested in bank. And this has to be least returns. Okay. So now see this bank I this cannot be Fanara or Botak because they give 9 and 8% respectively, and this is 10%. Okay. So which bank this can be? Um, which else bank is remaining? I think it has to be FHDC. It has to be FHDC because this is BCBCB. So this will be FHDC. Okay. And also it is mentioned that FHDC gives highest possible return of 10% and only one bank can match. So see, Fanara and Votak can't match since they have 9 and 8%. So the only bank left is BCBCB. So it will match 10%. Okay. And so I think, see, the other thing we have left is for this. Shares of remans are bought at rupees 300 using one particular part such that integral number of shares. So I think this is the only one left for remans. And this is 300 each. So how many shares this will be? 50 shares. Okay. And now it is mentioned, we have covered this point. See, it's mentioned that largest part is invested in the bank that gives least return. So least returns is this Kotak Bank, 8%. This is Kotak, 8%. And then the other one left in banks is Panara. Now bonds are 7 and 8%. I don't know which one it will be. I'll just write this. Okay. Now let's move what questions we have. So net annual return for the amount invested in banks. So how much amount is invested in banks? A. Where did this information go? 1 second. Um, oh my. Oh, I don't know. Can you guys see information? This was bank. This was also bank. This was shares. This is Siemens. 300 each. So 500 shares. 50 shares, sorry. This was Botak. This was FHTC and 8%. This is 10%. This is which bank? 9%. And this were Quants. 7% or 8%. Okay. So net annual rate of return for the amount invested in banks. So total amount invested in banks is 1,000, 3,000, 17K and 19K. So that is 17K, 3K, 20K and this another 20K. So total amount invested is 40K. And annual rate of return is 1,000 pay. We have 10%. So see, total amount will be 1,000 plus. This is 9% on 3,000. Plus. This is 10% on 17K. So 1.1 on 17K. And here is 8% on 19K. Guys, tell me this calculations fast. Come on. Come on, tell me the calculation fast. So this is 1100. This will be guys, tell me this calculation. Total 43,590 is this correct? This is 18,700. Okay. Plus, is it 43,590? Can anyone else also confirm? Yeah. Okay. 43,590. So the amount you received is 3,590 on 40,000. So what is the rate of return? So that will be, I think this will be slightly less than 9%. I think it should be 8.98 or 94. Just see. This will be. Yeah, I think it should be 8.98 only. Yeah. Okay, let's move. Now assume that share prices grow by 20% in the year. The value of part G still exceeds the value of how many other invested parts. No shares are sold or further bought in this period. Okay. So share prices grow by 20% and see G is the one which was kept idle. Yeah. So G is the one which was kept idle. Now For shares, it is growing by 20%. And if we see bonds and bank, so see for bonds and bank, the maximum rate is, I think, 10%, right? So if we also look at this 9,000, the maximum amount invested, like before the, that is also 9,000, and if you even give 10% return, it will be 900, that will be 9,900, and that is still less than G, like 13K, right? So I think A, B, D and E will still be less. How many? A, B, D and E will be less. Now let's just check the shares. So for 5,000, now share prices are grown by 20%. So this into 1.2. So this will become 6,000, right? And for this 11K into 1.2, I think this will be 13,200. So this will exceed G. So I think G still exceeds C, but in case of F, it will exceed. Okay, right? So we have five of these amounts which are still less than G, right? Now, next question is maximum possible annual return from bonds. So for bonds, we don't know 7% or 8% is in on which one. For maximum return, we'll just try to give 8%, like more return to more invested amount. So it will be 7,000, like 1.07 out on 7, and this. So just tell me this. This should be 7490. Am I correct? And this should be, so total amount is 0 minus the already investment amount. So the gain is 1210 and 16,200. Right? So this should be, I think, more than 7% and more than 7.5 actually. So 7.56. Yeah. Any doubts? Yeah. Okay. So this is after a year, Remans was trading at rupees 450 and Reliance was trading at rupees 1500 while BFRI was trading at rupees 950. This values pertain to single share, and if all shares, okay, so we have to find the return made in shares over the year. Now, see. So Remans, Reliance, FBRI, sorry, BFRI. And let's see the cost price. What was the cost price we bought at? It was Reliance is 1,000, BFRI is also 1,000, I think. Yeah, 11 shares, so 11K. This is 1,000 and Remans it is 300. So 300, 1,000, 1,000. And what is the selling price? This is 450. Reliance is 1,500 and BFRI is 950. So this is plus 150 plus 500 and minus 50. Also, let's see the number of shares. So number of shares, I think, for Reliance is 5 for 5,000, 5 shares. And this BFRI is 10 and this is 50. So this is 10, this is 50, this is 5. So just multiply so that you get the amount. Like this is the profit you'll be getting. This is 7,500. This is 2,500 and this is 500 minus. So the total profit is 9,500. And what was the total cost price, like on how much we bought? So 5,000, 11K and 15K. So that is equals to 26 and 5, 31. 31K. So what is the profit we are getting? So this should be 31, 3 is 93 and 20. So 30, I think this should be greater than 30%. So yeah, just this one option. Right? Isn't BFRI 11 shares? No, it was 11K. Oh, is it? Did I make a mistake? Wait. Let me go back. Acha, this was 1,000. Yeah. I think you are correct. This is 11 shares. Okay, so this is 11. This will be 550. This will be 9,450. But I think still it will be greater than 30%. So that will answer will still remain the same. Yeah. So let's move. Now, assuming the prices at which each share was being traded from the previous question, maximum return given by all the investments together. So maximum return. See, so from this shares, we could get 9,450 plus. For maximum return on all investment, we need maximum return from bonds as well, which was 1,210. And the maximum return from bank we calculated, I think this was 3,590 upon the total investment of 1 lakh. 100. Oh, this is simple. What is the total? Yeah, so upon 1,000. So this is just 14.25%. Yeah, getting it? If the return on investment on all the shares at the end of year is 30%, what is the maximum selling price per share for Raymond's? Assume so return on investment on all the shares at the end is 30%. So see, total amount we invested in shares was 31,000. And the profit like return is 30%. So how much are we getting? 30% of 31,000. It will be 9,300. Now we need maximum selling price per share for Raymond's, and no share is sold at a loss. So for if we want to maximize the selling price for Raymond's, what we can do is we can sell the other shares at cost price, right? So if we sell the other shares at cost price, we won't be getting this benefits, right? Like this will be 0, this will also be 0, and we have to divide the return only in the 50 shares of Raymond's. So what do we get? The benefit is 5. This is 186 rupees profit. So the cost price of Freeman's share was 300 rupees, right? So 300 plus 186 profit. This will give you 486 selling price. Okay, max selling price is rupees 486. Got it? Are you able to understand? So how do you think this question was? Would you have been able to solve? You were getting confused. Why? What was the point of confusion? See, I agree that you could not have solved all the 6 questions out of this set. It was difficult, like to manage all the 6 questions. But even if you could have picked like 1 or 2 questions of this set, that would have taken you beyond 99 percentile for sure. And I think that one question we left in first set, if you skipped that and you did the simple calculations, you could solve 2 questions rather than one of those. So that's how you have to make strategy, right? Okay. Solve 5 out of these. Okay. 5 minutes, you'll need to manage the last minute time also. See, there is no need to panic. You'll know that you'll leave questions. So it's fine. Just do how many you can do, like to your best. You don't need to attempt everything. Okay. Is that fine? But this was a simple set. Like we just had to arrange this and we need to do the simple calculations. Right? Okay, so coming back to this set, I think we are running out of time. We need to discuss QA as well. So I'll just share the approach with you. And anyway, I won't recommend you guys solving this set because it will eat up a lot of your time. Even if you want beyond 99.5 percentile, there is no need to solve this set. That time to solve the set after previous two. Now I realize I should have left 1, 2 questions and skipped to this one. Yeah, that's what we were discussing initially, that you don't need to solve each question of any set. You can skip one question if you don't get it. Okay. And eventually, if you find that there are no other sets which you can attempt, like if you have 3, 4 minutes remaining, maybe at the end, then it's correct that you won't be able to attempt any of the complete set. Then you can easily come back to the questions which you have left. See, you would have your rough work. Would you have completed 3 sets? See, I don't know, maybe 2.5 sets I could have easily done, not complete 3 sets. I could have left question, for example, that one question of that earlier set and maybe 1 or 2 questions of this last set. But I could have completed this 2.5 sets. Okay. So that's what my point here is, that leave those sets and try to understand that if there are any more sets from which you can extract the easier questions, right? This we'll just discuss quickly in 5-10 minutes and then we'll move to QA. Okay. So see, we already discussed that skilled, unskilled players. For example, let's see batting. Let's make another column. Bat, ball, field. Pardon my writing. Now, as we discussed, this is skilled, skilled, and unskilled. You need to identify all of those, who is skilled, who is unskilled. This is simple. This is unskilled. This is skilled, skilled. Okay. Then what you have to do is, um, see, there are four players in each of the four teams. That means there are in total 16 players, kind of. And see, in each team, we need to have at least one batting, bowling, and fielding. That means there have to be four players in batting, four in bowling, and four in fielding. And about the remaining four players, what we can do is, see, it's given that the number of players in batting are greater than bowling and greater than fielding. So how do we distribute this four to make this order? So I think the only way we can satisfy is 3, 1, and 0. Right? So total number of players in batting can be 4 plus 3, bowling can be 4 plus 1, and fielding can be 4 plus 0. Right? There is no other distribution. Okay. Now you'll need to form these teams A, B, C, and D and C. For example, you'll need to have bat, bat, ball, 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 and field. And the fourth one, we don't know what it will be. We need to decide this 3 and 1. Now, see, it's given here that team C has more bowlers than fielders. So that means for more bowlers, there has to be this one bowler, and rest three are the batsmen. So you can easily distribute this. So you got that. Now you'll need to see how you can satisfy this conditions. See here, it is skilled in two. So this can be in A, B, C, D, any of those. Now here, this can also be in A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Now this is skilled in all the three. That means it can only be in first two choice teams. It cannot be in last, third or fourth choice teams like C and D, right? This can only be in A and B, Latif. This can be in A, B, C, D. This is just a single skill, so it will be in only in C and D, C and D, C and D. Okay, then this can be in A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Now it's given that Tarun and Pawan are selected in all teams. So Tarun and Pawan, they are in A, B, C, D, all of them. One is Tarun, one is Pawan. So we already have two players, right? Now I think yeah, you'll need to. Pawan and Girish are together only in one team in the same role. So Pawan and Girish. So their one role which matches is bowling. Now, if they have to be in same role, see, two bowling is only in C. So Girish has to be here. You'll need to form these conditions and understand which how do these teams form and then solve these questions. Right? Should I leave it or do you want me to solve this completely? Every player in this squad is selected in at least one team. So that means Andrews and Manmeet will be together. Then Dave and Ishwar are not selected in teams and C and D respectively. So they can either get selected in C or D only. Now Dave is not getting selected in C. So it will get selected in D. And vice versa for Ishwar. Right? Now, these two are together, Andrews and Manmeet. So here already we have Dave and Tarun and Pawan. So Andrews and Manmeet will be here. Right. So I think we are left with just one player. Tarun Pawan. I think we have not covered Siraj. Latif. We have covered Girish. We have not covered Latif. Harman is left. And yeah, three players are left. So Siraj can be in any of those, but Latif can only be in AB. So Latif will be here only. Okay. And Harman, he can be in C and D only. So Harman will be here. That means Siraj will be here. See, you have all the team players for all of the teams. Now it should be easy for you to solve approximate average batting skill level. So you have this four players, you take this batting skill level and find the average percentage of all the skilled and unskilled. So find the average percent of Dave, Harman, Tarun, Pawan. Okay. So this is simple. Did you get this case?